This year's Milan Fashion Week has finally come to an end, and the organisers really pushed the boat out this time. Milan Fashion Week Fall-Winter 2022 is a whirlwind of new ideas. Design favourite BLUMARINE throws out Y2K with an emo undertow. PRADA nails it, as is customary, from style to talent. This season's favourite is a simple ribbed tank top, courtesy of Hunter Schafer, Kaya Gerber and Kendall Jenner. MOSCHINO communicates a lyrical life ethos in pastels and primaries. And in the midst of demonstrations about his show, Giorgio Armani speaks out on social issues from the safety of the runway. To honour the people of Ukraine, Giorgio Armani presented his ready-to-wear collection in silence. The only sound was of cameras clicking and models walking the runway of his Milan HQ basement, where the designer also lives. He states on Instagram,
"My decision not to use any music in the show was made as a sign of respect towards the people involved in the unfolding tragedy."
The season's collection comprises rich and textural velvets, silks, and outerwear which floats down the catwalk in ethical faux furs, and a variety of other opulent fabrications. Armani's men's jackets were short and snug, with the attitude of a cardigan, that or fleece shirt jackets with glossy utility pockets. Armani takes a more subtle route overall, in a Milan season marked by larger-than-life construction and power dressing. The women's wear borders on slouchy, featuring metallic brocades and velvets, or a combination of the two. Models wear the looks with small shoulders and waists. Kim Jones is warming up to Fendi. Since Donatella Versace by Jones collaborated to bring us Fendace, we've been keenly awaiting our next adrenaline hit. Jones doesn't disappoint in the slightest this fall, with a sheer autumn collection, which is cinched in at the waist in the most sophisticated way. For the collection, the British designer had full access to Karl Lagerfeld's archives, and two Karl Lagerfeld collections. One, a Memphis-inspired range from 1986, and a chiffon-centric collection from 2000. The items serve as the starting points for the entire Fall-Winter 22 collection. Bella Hadid opens the show up wearing a chiffon slip dress with a delicate ruffling detail. The dusty pink mohair chubby, worn lazily off-shoulder, looks soft and sultry. The palette, a mix of peppermint, crimson and rusty hues, comes across as slightly bolder than is the norm for the Roman house. Jeremy Scott's Moschino pre-fall 2022 men's and women's collections are a psychedelic fusion of pop art, op art and psychedelic 60s sci-fi dystopia. Designer Jeremy Scott says, "I wanted to take military codes and things that are so staid and formal and do them in candy bonbon colours and make them feel more playful and surreal." Scott tells WWD that Blade Runner is one of his major inspirations, noting costume designer Michael Kaplan's mixing of genres and time periods. He adds that most of the collections I do are a mix. Is it a bit 70s or 1940s? There is always a bit of signalling. And none of us are living and wearing and experiencing all of 2021 at the same time. We have things for different times, even if it's 5 years ago. The expectations were set high for the Prada Fall-Winter 22 runway, and the fashion giant didn't disappoint us. Designers Miuccia Prada and Raf Simons say that they are continuing the theme of stripping back previous collection looks for the Fall-Winter 2022 line. Entitled An Ideology of Prada, the collection is already garnering praise from retailers, in particular for its strength and creativity. Brava Italia for tapping into their deep expertise in material innovation and craft, says Linda Fargo, Senior Vice President of Fashion at Bergdorf Goodman. We saw exciting fabrications that never existed before and remarkable textural innovations. We're also happy to report that we've made some new and promising discoveries whilst in Milan. The runway featured models wearing matching jackets and skirts in charcoal and black shades. We also saw some new shapes in belted bomber jackets in floral prints and polo neck jumpers sporting impressive prints. In the front row was Kim Kardashian, watching her sister Kendall Jenner and Rita Ora. Miuccia Prada says in the show notes, the collection is about the history of women, the history of people, not the history of fashion. BLUMARINE is ever establishing itself as the gold standard in early aughts rebirth. Since its debut, fashion insiders, celebrities, and TikTok fanatics have all come on board creative director Nicola Brognano's nostalgic ride. Brognano is an outspoken advocate for the Y2K hot girl aesthetic. Fall 2022 comes complete with colourful faux fur, halter necks, slips with slits, midriffs, low-rise, low-slung everything, finish off with a strappy stiletto. The final member of the Diversity Coalition, Iman Mohamed Abdul Mahid, known just as Iman. And the male gender is not to be overlooked when it comes to the decade of diversity either. There is a whole wave of fresh faces changing things, the exact same way Alton Mason is.